I don't know. It's not wanting to work here. Let's see.
We're live.
We are live?
It says we are.
It doesn't say it's live for me.
Yeah, you are. I can confirm we're live. What's up, everybody? Having some technical difficulties.
It does not. It still says for me, like, you ready to go live? And then, oh, wait, now it says we're live. We've been live for a minute.
Yes, we are definitely live.
So I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties.
You're shot. You look a lot. I think it might have cleared up. You look a lot better now.
Okay, we'll see. I'm having my internet crashed, and then I was trying to get it going, and then it didn't say we were live, even though we were. And so, thanks for everybody for hanging with us as we, computers, they do what they want. What's up, Marcus? How are you, man?
How about them Chiefs, huh?
I wouldn't come on here and brag or anything the day after, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Hey, respect to the Bill. A lot of Bills fans in the community, and respect to that team. Yeah. They gave us everything and more. Josh Allen deserves no blame. Even on that fourth down play, he threw a dime to Dalton Kincaid.
Off back foot, he put it where somebody he gave him a chance, which is all you could do on that play. And
So a tough loss, but great team, and they'll be back next year, no doubt about it.
Oh yeah, he'll get one eventually. Eventually, he'll get one. It's just a matter of time. All right, we had my man GT Key in here tailgating earlier. Gordon in the house. What is going on, sir? D-Bouse's hair. What is happening? And Christina, welcome. Thank you. Best
mod in the business.
That's right. That's right. That's right. All right, so this is Cash or Trash, our show where we talk about the high comics of last week and make predictions sure to go wrong. We're doing this for the video I do 6 months from now, where I'll talk about how these books are doing in the market 6 months later. But for now, we're making predictions for that video. So how do we go about doing that? We throw them into categories. We got our straight cash, homie, books we expect to continue to go up in value. I don't get very many of these most weeks. Usually it's more of a long term. We might think about straight cash, but usually not straight cash 6 months from now, just because this is some sort of peak is why they're on the list. We got our worth it books that are priced about right. You may not make anything, but you're not going to necessarily lose anything. We got our I'll be back. Flip side of that worth it. Book's not way overpriced, but if you're patient, you might be able to get a better deal. It's a trap. These are books that are going to drop 30, 40, 50%. They're just fundamentally, not worth what they're worth. Whatever news or information that's going on that's got them on the front of people's consciousness will not last, and they will fade to the background. And then last but not least, we got our dumpster fires, books that are just going to crash. They're just not anywhere near the kind of value people are paying for them right at this moment. So those are our categories.
Oops. Yeah, you say last but not least, but actually I think it is least.
Well, I guess it is. Last and least. Yeah, last and least. Last and least. We got Phil coming in here trying to rouse up things.
Good luck to the Eagles. It'll be a banger, dude.
And I think it's going to be a great game.
Second rematch in a row. Right? It's crazy, right? We rematched with the Niners. Now we get the Eagles again. Fingers crossed. That we can't stop the run, so I'm scared.
I don't know. Yeah, a little worried. We got indie comics and reviews in here. We are live, I think, finally. We were a little touch and go there at the beginning.
What up to my comic book dad?
Alan is in the house. Christopher is in the house. What's up, sir? Andrew's with us. Go Chiefs. There we go. So, instead of just Sports Comics Saturday, there you go. Nikita is here. What is going on?
Demakism. I like
Demakism. Sup, sir? What is happening? And let's see everybody else. Most football fans didn't want to see. Well,
deal with it is what I say.
With it. That's right.
Everybody crying about the Chiefs.
You don't want to see
care.
It? Beat them. That's all I'm going to say.
Everybody crying. I could not care less about your tears.
All right. So let's dig into this list, see what we can learn this week. We got 16 books this week or 17? 16 books. So not a huge list this time. A lot of overlap. First up, we got Cross, number 0, hitting the list for the second time in the last year. I think last summer sometime it hit the list, and it was or maybe early fall. and it was basically like, oh, they optioned it, and now we got a director attached. So this book is now $30 to $50, 9.8 up to 192 on what according to people that have read it is the most effed up Grant Ennis book there is, which is that's saying something. If it's the most effed up Grant Ennis book. You got any thoughts on this one, Marcus?
Yeah, same thing as before. Like, if you're interested in this book, now is not the time to buy it when it's on a list. It will definitely get a lull before anything really happens. We're still years away from anything being on screen. So if you're looking for this book, it's definitely an I'll be back. Probably trap territory, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I put it as a trap on here as I'm making my prediction. I don't think there's, like, even with a director attached, you still could be a long time away, and it still might not even happen. Yeah, I would not be going all in on this. And then, honestly, you get a lot of these projects, even if it becomes something, the odds that it becomes something people care about, like The Boys versus what Preacher did when they tried to make it into something, much more likely it's going to be Preacher than The Boys. That's what I will say. So, Christina, proud Washington Commanders fan. You should be. You finally got a decent owner, and things are looking up. So good for you.
Yeah, I thought it was funny, the reports that Dan Snyder was not happy about their success. That was hilarious.
Good. Good. That should make Commanders fans even happier. All right, next we got Toxic Avenger #1. So supposedly this movie has been declared like unreleasable, but yet some fans at some movie festival got to see it and they loved it but it's unreleasable because it's super weird, and like, so who knows what's going to happen here. Currently it's a $25 book, 9.8 going for around 100, which is way down from when this was first like getting announced and going to be a movie. Thoughts on this one, Marcus? Do you think we'll ever see it?
I think it's been confirmed that we are going to see this movie. That's why we're seeing it on the list, that this movie is getting a release. They're supposed to be bad movies, and that's one of the things that Tommy Tom and old guy talked about, is that these movies are supposed to be bad. That's part of why they're fun. I'm looking forward to seeing it. If you get a nice, clean copy for, 25 doesn't seem that bad for me, but it's got to be a clean 9.8 looking book. Otherwise, it's a definite I'll be back.
Yeah, I slid into the I'll be back just because it's still a little bit up in the air whether or not anything's going to happen. And then even if the movie does finally come out, I don't know that it will fundamentally change this book in a way that you can't just be patient and get it later. It's got supposedly a really good cast. I mean, some of the people that are in this movie are like
Kevin
really good
Bacon,
actors. So
Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, obviously Peter Dinklage playing the main character, so hopefully we see it, and it comes out in a form that it was supposed to come out in. Now, whether or not it's good or not, we'll find out. But hopefully they get a chance to actually like put it in front of an audience, because my guess is there will definitely be an audience for this.
I'm interested.
Yeah, streaming network as opposed to theater. They're saying it might still get a theater release, but yeah, at the very least, I guess we will see it at some point on a streaming network.
No, it's an unrated wide release, so yeah, it is coming to the.
Okay,
it is coming.
All right, next we got 4 more Marvel Rivals related books. Apparently, you guys are just the Marvel Rivals thing is chugging along here. It is the game of the moment. We got X-Force #27. The first appearance of Locust, who I've never even heard of before this. Supposedly there was a potential list of future characters, and Locust was one of them, which I find hard to believe they'd be going to a character like this early, because as Tom and them talked about, they're supposed to be trying to limit how many characters come out at a time and stage them and all this kind of stuff, so that they have characters to release for several years. Book's only going for $3, so at that point it's like, okay, yeah, it's a 90s book for $3. If you can find a nice copy, that's probably worth it. But I don't really understand any kind of spec here. What do you think?
I'm going to say, even though it's only $3, I'm still saying I'll be back. This is $1 book all day long. There are plenty of copies. You will find these all over in dollar bins all across the country. So there's no reason to run out and pay more than $1 for this thing, in my opinion, especially based on such very, 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 very weak speculation.
So hugely weak speculation.
Yeah,
so.
I'll be back for this.
Yeah, and the lobotomy dropped it from memory. I think you need to have one of those to be thinking that this book is going to be something. So yeah, dollar bin spec book. There you go. All right. I don't think there's any reason to spend time on this. Another character supposedly coming to Marvel Rivals. We got Uncanny X-Men number 244, first appearance of Jubilee. This book was actually a little less than I thought it had been going for. I hadn't looked at it for a while. Raw copies around 70, 9.8, 175. Thoughts on the first Jubilee?
Yeah, I think at this price, given that she is a major character, she was in X-Men 97, $70 if you're looking for it, it's really not a bad price. But for me, Jubilee's kind of whack. So I'm like, I don't think
Whitewell's going to be mad at you.
There's a reason why this book is not high priced. As if you look at other first appearances, this one is not compared to a lot of them. Even given the fact that she's been on TV the way that she has. So I want to say I'll be back. But if you're collecting this book, if you're looking for it, 70 is really not a bad price if it's a nice, clean copy.
Yeah. Hey, Lady Fantastic. Glad you could make it.
Caroline.
I would say
Caroline.
The Macism is probably pretty right. For raw copy, it's probably at 70. You're probably better off going, I'll be back. Because 40 to 60 at 175 for 9.8, that's not that bad a price. Like a high 9.8 sale, 175.
Yeah.
That's probably worth it. If you can get this for under $200 for 9.8, I think you're doing well. Maybe a little better than 70-ish on a nice raw copy. So, but yeah, she's never carried a lot of value, even though she is part of that. Really her only claim to fame was she was part of the original 90s animated series, and then she's back with a new one, so I think that will keep her a little more on the forefront. But yeah, I let this riffraff on my show.
But yeah, it being on the list because of Marvel Rivals, it's really a terrible reason to go get this book.
Yeah, Marvel Rivals is not going to change this book. No.
Yeah.
So we got big comment.
Diddy, what up, Diddy?
So. And Old Wolf is here. What's going on, Old Wolf? And that, Old Wolf is here, so that prompts me I should do a shout out to my members. Old Wolf is a member, so we will do a shout out to my members. I appreciate all of you that joined the channel. And yeah, if you want to be a member, help me keep making content. I would appreciate it.
We got another Titan tier member. Nice.
I did. Well, Lisa bumped up.
Robin tier.
I got another Robin tier. Yes, Bear Island joined Old Wolf as Robin tier. So, all right. Let's see where we at. We got back on the list for the second week in a row. We got the Storm number 4 Marvel Rivals design variant. This is sort of a same list, same price, actually a little cheaper. Like last week it was 20 to 40. Now they're talking about it at like 25 to 30. So it's a little more consistent, but still just lots of sales. That's why they kind of left it on list. But yeah, I think this is a trap. I still think these are a trap. I don't think these lasting long term. If you look at like the covers for number 4, this is like the least of them in my opinion, other than it's tied to the game. There's some really good covers for that issue. This ain't the best one by far. Any thoughts here?
Yeah, I would say trap as well. I mean, again, I don't believe these Marvel Rivals books have any life beyond beyond a couple of months even. So these are all traps. If you're going and buy these books because of Rivals, I think you should probably chill out.
Yeah, still a trap. My man, He Who Remains, is in the house. What is going on, sir? Thank you.
I will be interested to see what the true answer is on these books in 6 months. Will they maintain relevance in 6 months? I'm not sure they will, but interested to find out.
LCS had one for 20 in 1 day. Hard pass. Still got it. Yeah. All right. Next, we got another Marvel Rivals cover, though not one of the design variants, but they did Peach Momoko did one. And I guess she's done a couple of covers now with characters basically hugging Jeff the Land Shark. This one is Galacta. This is Fantastic Four number 28. 15 to 25 on this one, so a little less than some of those others. Thoughts?
This is just a regular cover, right? Because
No,
I know
technically a Marvel Rivals variant, but yes, it's not.
It's not exclusive. Yeah. I definitely another. I'm not really hype about these Marvel Rivals books. It is a nice Peach Momoko cover, though. If you do like Peach Momoko, she did another one for Scarlet Witch that I liked as well. So it is cool, but I think you can definitely wait and get this cheaper later down the road.
I'm with Here Reigns. I haven't quite understood the Jeff craze, but I also haven't read any of those Jeff comics. I think it's basically just a cute character that people like. So it's just a fun kind of kids character that people are into. His daughter, I believe, Deep House daughter is what this character is.
I think Jeff has got a bright future. I think just given the cuteness factor, you got a real baby Yoda Grogu kind of vibe to him that I think can get some real excitement selling plushy toys. So I think there is some long-term value to the Jeff spec for sure.
I don't know if it is currently. It had been on the list. He Remains a while ago, and it had hit the list and went for some stuff. And then I did the 6-month thing, and it had basically become a trap since it first hit the list. I don't know if it's bounced back or not. All right, next. We can't go a week without something Mark Spears. So this is actually a cover that came out before Mark Spears Monsters launched. This is Spawn number 356. People are going back and finding these Mark Spears covers. Went from a cover price book to a $10 to $25 book this week, 9.860, which is not that much. So it's still a fairly cheap cover, but people are chasing down anything Mark Spears. Thoughts, sir?
That's a nice cover, though, right? It's been weird to me that people are so late to these because he's done a number of books for the Spawn universe, and there hasn't been a lot of hype to him. And it's weird to me that some are popping and they're not others. Like he did Scorched, he did Spawn 340, he did Spawn 355, the issue before this. So it's weird to me how they're picking and choosing which ones make the list. But it is a nice cover. But definitely, and I'll be back. This will come down.
I will say on this one, and I feel like I've noticed this on several of his. I know, like, one of the things that people love is his color work. I don't particularly like the color work on this particular one. I think it's a cool, like, pose and everything, but I think the blue is a little over dominating for me. I don't know. This one, the color does not pop for me like some of his others, but that's just
I like it.
I said that's just me, so maybe it's well established I apparently have bad taste. So, no, he's just the hot artist of the moment, Gordon. So
Mark Spears dead.
Yeah. So, I mean, the way people are chasing everything Mark Spears, that's kind of like what happens when an artist dies. But so Gordon's not off, but no, he's still going. I think Mark Spears has good girls quite well. Yeah, I don't know that he's done many good girls, but next, more Mark Spears, Deadly Tales of Gunslinger, Spawn number 2. This just came out as opposed to that other one that had been out for a while. This one just came out, and I'll be honest, like CBSI put it on the list, and it's like 5 to 8, so going slightly. Cover price is only $3, so it's like double cover. Okay, is that even hot? I guess there was a bunch of sales. I don't know. What's your thought on this one, Marcus?
Yeah, I could understand given the price saying worth it, but I'm still gonna say I'll be back. But it is cool cover. You know what? I will say worth it. Actually, I'm changing my mind.
I mean,
it is a nice cover. I like those hands.
I would be surprised if it doesn't continue to be like a $5-10 book at the minimum. Yeah. I mean, I could see this jumping to a $10 to $20 book and staying there for a while, but it'll be curious to see how people, as this Mark Spears thing continues to go. Not every cover is people are going to latch onto. So it'll be curious to see which ones they latch onto and actually like hold some value and which ones of them just become variants. Because if you more stuff, because he's putting out a lot of covers right now, like for other books. So as more of his stuff hits the market, the demand is going to go down. I mean, or at least I think that's typically what happens.
And you can trust us when it comes to Mark Spears.
We've been all over it from the beginning. So
definitely listen to us. We've been on top of this. That's sarcasm for anybody who doesn't get it.
So yeah, there you go. He remains going after them all. You know, if you can get it before like everyone else like realizes they're out there, good for you.
There's a lot that you can go get before they hit the list. So that's something to think about. There's a bunch more that have not been talked about that you could probably still go steal. So that's a great idea, man.
Yes, that's what we're talking about. These two that we're talking about this time.
Yeah,
variants that he's been doing for a while now. Like a lot of these he did. This one is new. The previous one was out before the Monsters series ever came out. So
yeah, he started doing them. The earliest I have is March of 2023. The Gunslinger.
So he's been doing artists for a while. Next, we got another book that's back on the list for a second week in a row. We got Canto, A Place Like Home, number 6, the Flops variant. Last week we talked about it. It's like 25-45. Now it's up to 35 to 60. It is kind of a cereal box, kind of 80s cover. Thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I may not be the best person to ask because I'm not really into Canto. I don't really see the appeal of this cover, really. I don't get it. So I'm definitely saying trap for this one, but maybe I'm just missing it because I'm not on top of the Canto stuff. But that Canto option news has been dead for a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah. He remains. I'm going after all of them, and they said, "Forget what I typed."
Yeah.
Well, we will all forget that those exist, so you can chase those without competition. Yeah, I think I got this down as a trap. It's been a while since anything Canto has had any legs, and I know it's coming to an end, or at least I think it's coming to an end. I believe this is kind of the end of this multi-volume run that they were doing here. So,
no Canto.
No
Canto.
Yeah. Thank you, Nikita, for the reminder to hit that thumbs up. We appreciate that. All right, next we got Pinup Apocalypse. The Savita 1 in 25, going for 95 to 150. This is apparently a pretty low print book. And so pretty hard to find. There was basically one that was, when I did this, there was only one listing. There have been several sales in that $95 to $150 range on this 1 in 25. Only one was listed then. I did not relook. That was yesterday. I didn't look today to see if any more listings had popped up. But supposedly a pretty limited book out there for 1 in 25, much more limited than typical. I'm curious to see what you think on this before I give my opinion on this one.
I'm reluctant to give an opinion because I'm not really familiar with this artist. And $95 to $150 seems kind of crazy. So I may be giving you an uninformed I'll be back on this one, even with the low print run. What is who's the publisher even on this book? I'm not familiar with this one.
That's a good question. I don't remember who the publisher is on this one, but I know there was some buzz about this even before it hit the list that I'd even heard about. I kind of put it as a worth it. I got what is that? Like the Pop Kill kind of vibes. It's just funky, good girl, hard to find art that I think there's an audience for. If it's truly as limited as what it appears to be, that I could see this holding this kind of value. But this is a tough one because you get these low print, obscure kind of things that people latch onto. He remains saying they still have on their site 75 to 80, so maybe it's in your thing. There's some people that do not like this artwork. Gordon does not like it. I mean, it's definitely a unique style. And I'd heard good things about the story. Yeah, it's kind of a zombie outbreak in the 50s kind of thing. So it is kind of a throwback art style to that like pin-up girls on the side of planes kind of thing going on here, like that you saw.
And it's
like,
from Massive. Like He Who Remains, it's from Massive, like you
yeah.
said.
So
Is this could be another Mark Spears? We're missing the boat again. Maybe that could be the case here.
maybe I don't know if it's a Mark Spears kind of thing, but I could see this kind of holding some value. We'll see. I could be wrong. But this one I lean toward worth it, that this might stay in this kind of $100 value range. But if they're still if you can still get them on their website, then that makes me wonder a little bit. It might be people just don't realize they can still get them, and therefore they're probably overpaying, which would make it settle in that more I'll be back to range.
Well, and that price is in the well over the double ratio that we look for. So
yes, we're into the triple plus ratio range. So, all right, next we got a little Venom number 37 from last year. This Dave Watcher Godzilla variant. So I didn't even know there was a Venom Godzilla variant, because I wish I'd known about this a couple weeks ago when it was like a $5 to $10 book, because I would have bought this for my nephew because he loves Venom and he loves Godzilla, and he would have like been crazy. At $50, he ain't getting too bad, kid. So,
Jesus Louise.
What are your thoughts? I'm not buying him a $50 comic book because I know what kind of condition it will be in rapidly. So, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, how do I not say I'll be back at that price, given that it's a brand new book, just from last year? It's hard to justify a $50 price on this. So I mean, I gotta go. I'll be back. But
I mean,
yeah, how is this not cheaper in 6 months? I don't know.
That's a good question. I guess it was like a 10. I kind of meant, so $50 now. It was like a $10 to $20 book a week or so ago. So it was more the cover price. So it had established a value, but it definitely jumped in this last week. I do think it's kind of a cool, fun mashup, but when they did these like Godzilla variants, but I don't necessarily see it being something that a cover that has a ton of legs. I think this is going to go back to being the $10 to $20 book, which for a regular variant is a really good value for a new regular variant. But I have the feeling it's going to go back to that from the 50. So that's kind of my thought on this one, which would actually make it a trap. If it's a $10, $20 book compared to a 50 now, it becomes a trap. But that's my thoughts on this one.
A lot of Godzilla fans out there, though.
There are a lot of Godzilla fans out there.
Yeah, you messed up, man. You could be straight cash, homie.
Straight cash. We bought it for cover price. That's right. All right. Next. Another book that was on the list last week. We got Fantastic Four number 247. First, Christophe Bernard, who is the adopted son of Doom. 10 to 30. 9.8, 180 to 200, which is basically what it was last week. Just still tons of sales. This one flipless. I think this one flipless. I think it was on CBSI last week. It was on Tom this week. But basically the same price. And supposedly this character is going to play a role in this upcoming Doom World Order, where Doom takes over the world crossover that's coming this summer for Marvel. This book is a trap. I'm just like, this character has never been important. The odds of people continuing to care after this event seems very unlikely. Thoughts?
Yeah, I bought my copy of this for $3, so it's hard for me to say that 10 to 30 is a good buy. So it's definitely a trap for me as well. But there is it does have value as a Doom cover, and it's the Teabag Doom cover. So
yes,
it does have value. But 10 to 30 seems a bit much.
Early 80s FF, which tend to not have a ton of value, but it is a good Doom cover. But I wouldn't be buying it right now when it's like, oh, people are interested in this character. If you want it, you want it because you're collecting this run like Lady Fantastic, or you are collecting Doom covers. And
and you can get it cheaper later down the road. Like you said, highly unlikely that this event gives this character long-term value.
Yeah. Next, this was the most random book they've had on the list for a while. It felt like this is Monsters Unleashed #1. the first appearance of Kid Kaiju, who there's a rumor is going to get an animated series. I didn't even know Kid Kaiju was a thing, but they put it on the list because there was some sales and it was $3, which is actually like, it's like a $4 cover price. So I'm just like, how is this hot? Yes, it is because of Kid Kaiju, but like, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, if you find it for $3, it is kind of a cool cover too. I kind of like that. So how could you not say worth it? But hard to believe in the spec behind it. So Cullen Bunn is the writer, though. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a dumb. All right. Yeah, not much to say here. Like if you're finding a book for cover price or less, then I'm not gonna bitch at you for buying it. I put this as whatever, but I wouldn't be specking on it.
Yeah, I agree, Gordon. I agree with Gordon. It is a fun cover with a lot going on. Yeah,
for sure. All right, last three are all related to the Daredevil trailer that we got last week. Daredevil 11, first appearance of Muse, or 2 weeks ago now. I guess we got that trailer. 50 to 120. Like, what was it last week? Last week we talked about it. It was like 50 to 90. 9.8s were 170 to 250. Now it's 50 to 120. So low end sales are still around the same range, but we're getting high sales on raw copies up to 120. 9.8s, 225 to 300. This is a trap. This is a villain for a Marvel show.
He's probably going to die.
He's probably not going to survive the show because he didn't even survive in the comics. Like, yeah, there's no reason to jump on this right now at all. Lady Fantastic still hasn't. Bullseye was on the list last week, Gordon, not on the list this week. But any thoughts other than,
I am really excited for the series. I am super duper excited for John Bernthal back as Punisher. Comic Tom mentioned that he was rewatching the first series for Netflix. He said it was the best one, and I 100% agree. It was by far the best Marvel series on Netflix, in my opinion. So I'm excited for it, but yeah, you can definitely get this cheaper down the road. I would definitely wait.
Hey, Bubba. Yeah. And we got also Daredevil number 14, first Muse on the cover. This is 35 to 60. And this one, first cover of a villain. I don't know why I put what I put on my spreadsheet. I need to change that. But yeah, this is another trap. Like, this is a character that long term is not going to matter. And spending $30 to $60 doesn't make any sense to me on this.
It is a cool Panosian cover, though. I do.
I mean, it's a cool cover, but yeah, there's just no reason to chase it. There's no reason to go after it.
Couldn't agree more.
Oh, he's a very dark character. Yeah, it's a very dark storyline and character for sure. So,
yeah, they expressed some surprise that Disney is going this direction with such a character, but and he said it could save Disney Plus, which I was like, save Disney Plus.
Oh, I don't know. That was kind of a weird conversation, but I mean, I know there are some people that are like He Remains, that like they keep upping the price, and it's like, that people are backed off, but I don't think it's
mine is on pause right now for sure.
So, all right, last. A minor key nobody really cares about, a character nobody really cares about. I don't know why we're talking about this book. We got Amazing Spider-Man 129. First appearance of Frank Castle, the Punisher, hitting the list. And I was stunned. I hadn't been tracking this book by how much this book has come down from when the boom happened and when like the original Punisher show came out. And this book has dropped a ton in terms of value to. And I don't know why I put that's where I screwed up. It was supposed to be Trap on the Muse book, not Trap.
Yeah, I was going to say, I saw that. I was like,
that's right. That's where I screwed up. It's like, I was like, what? I think this is obviously long term. This is straight cash, but I think right now, just where values are at, even with like getting a little attention right now, broad copies 500 to 1,000 with some pretty decent copies. A 5.0 you can get for under 1,000 right now. That was like a $2,000+ book, like not that long ago, for a 5.0. 9.8 still up around 20 grand, which is, yeah. But this book is down. Like, if this is a book that you've been looking for, I would be like scanning to see if you can find a deal right now. There's like, this book is down a lot from what it has been. Thoughts on Punisher and just where it's at in the market at the moment?
Yeah, this, when we get to these legitimate keys, these legitimate books that have real value beyond any current, speculation that could be going on, this Daredevil is going to come and go, and this book will still be a hot key that people are seeking for. So my answer for all of these books is, if you've been looking for this book, hopefully you're not looking for it because of Daredevil. You're looking for it because you have been looking for it, and you're going to get in where you fit in terms of your price. And if you're looking, as you said, if you're looking at the life of this book, it is pretty far down right now. So I'm going to say worth it for this one. Really, now it seems like, even with it being on list, now seems like a good time to get in.
Yeah, it's still in a price range that I would agree is that like right now it's definitely worth it. And long term, obviously, always going to be cash only, but like straight cash. But like right now, it's come down enough that even with it being hot, I think it's still in that worth it. Like you won't kick yourself if you find a deal if you can make a deal right now. So
you also get the first appearance of the Jackal, so it's not just
the first appearance of Jackal, most important thing. So
the first appearance of the Jackal and some dude named Punisher,
some guy and some
Frank Castle, whatever.
Kessley, maybe it's Kessley, Frank Kessley, something like that. I don't know.
Such a great, classic cover. Gotta love it, man. This is what it's about right here. This is real comic book speculation,
Yeah. So that is where we're at. That's this week's list. Marcus, you got anything you want to talk about before we get out of here?
Same thing as always. Always love to be here every Monday night for Cash and Trash. Tomorrow night, FOC and Chill will be back 8:30 p.m. Central Time. What will we talk about? I don't know. It depends on who jumps on. The link will always be in the chat. So if you want to come hang out, come on through and click that link. And then, of course, back on Indie Comics and Reviews with my comic book dad, Lorenzo, where it's all comic books all the time. So come through. Say hi.
Nice. Okay. I will give everyone an update. I do have Wednesday night. I'm going to be talking 100 Bullets with John's Comics with Kids and Daymares on this channel. And then next week, a reminder, there will not be a show next Monday for this. I'm just not planning on it. I'm going in for foot surgery on Friday. Should be back in 2 weeks. Hopefully by then I'll be off most of the pain meds and into full recovery and probably bored and wanting to do this show. But next weekend, I would not count on me. I should have a look back out this weekend because I got it basically all the information already. So I'm trying to get that done early in the week so that I can still get that video out for you guys. But I don't plan on doing anything next weekend. So in terms of comic YouTube, as I recover from surgery. So just want to let everyone know about that. And with that, I think we're ready to get out of here, Marcus.
Good times, y'all. Thanks for coming through. Shout out to everybody watching on the replay.
Yes. Thank you for checking out the channel. Later, everybody.